Hello, my name is Michael Jordan. I'm the new chef here at El Gaucho Bellevue, and today we want to do a simple dish that you can do at home. We're going to be doing some seared sea scallops wrapped in prosciutto di Parma. We're going to be serving that with a risotto made with leeks and butternut squash. I'm going to take my ham, and what I'll do is kind of fold it in on itself, 1-2, in order to create a perfect little strip. Now my ham is a cured ham, and so it's very, very salty to begin with, so I don't want to overload the scallop with the salt. Season, salt, pepper, and then I'm just going to lay my scallop right on that ham and just wrap it up. We're also going to have a risotto, which we have mise en place here for, but the first thing I want to do is start searing my scallops. And I want to preheat my pan first. Never go into a cold pan. Make sure the pan is nice and hot. And I'm going to be using olive oil. I make sure that I put my scallop in that pool of oil, and I immediately hear that sizzle. That sizzle's telling me that we've got some cooking going on and we're going to get that caramelization. Now the thing about searing is patience. We don't want to move the scallop. So we want it to sit, stay, and get some really nice, beautiful color on the bottom before we decide to turn them over. Just going to take a quick look at my scallop here, and we can see beautiful color. And then once I do my turn, then I lower my pan down to kind of about 1/4%, just to make sure that the scallops are going to brown but finish cooking all the way through. Now while I'm allowing them to sear, I can begin making my risotto. What we do here at the restaurant is that we par cook the rice until it's cooked about 85%. This is a great way where you don't have to spend hours at the stove when you're finishing your dish. So I'll put in a little bit of that rice. I've got some vegetable stock. You can use chicken stock. You can use water if you want, to come up about halfway on my rice, and I go back on the flame. I'm constantly thinking about my scallops, and when I feel the scallop, I can feel it kind of pushes back and has a little bit of a firmness. I like to cook my scallops to like medium or mid-well. You take them how little or as far as you want to go. Now when I'm making my risotto, I bring my heat up to about that point where that flame was just kind of touching the bottom of that pan. And a risotto is a rice that we actually stir almost consistently. Now, anytime I've got my liquid in there, I'm going to season. So just a little bit of salt and pepper. We've got that started. I'm going to add in some leeks that I've julienned. If I feel it's getting too dry, I can add just a little bit more liquid. I've got a little bit of heavy cream. Now I want you to notice I'm going to use just a little bit of heavy cream. It's going to be like, that's plenty. Don't want to have a creamy risotto, I just want the texture, and that's what that cream gives me. I'm going to put in a couple small pats of butter right in. And after I put in the fats, I want to be stirring continuously until the butter melts completely into that risotto. If you stir continually, you'll get a creamy texture. If you just let it melt in, it can be very, very greasy. You can smell the leeks coming out now. It smells wonderful. My final garnishes, I'm going to add in the butternut squash. Now at this point we can add anything that's in season and in the market, but we've just pre-roasted and diced this up. I'm going to add Parmesan cheese. Don't go crazy, but don't be afraid of that Parmesan. And then fresh herb. So I've got a little mix of parsley and basil and some chives, but really whatever you can find, just find any fresh herb, mince it up and add that in at the end. The rice, it's not dry, it's creamy, but it's not soupy at all. Well, the nice thing about a risotto is that creaminess, and so it almost does the work of a sauce for you. Risotto on the bottom. I'm just gonna lay my scallops. 1, 2, let's go 3. One for the chef. I'm gonna put a little bit of these microgreens Got a little bit of basil oil. Just a few pistachios, just like a little bit of a surprise, little crunch every now and again. And then just a real light way out here on the cheese to create another little border with our scallops. And there's our prosciutto wrapped sea scallops with butternut squash risotto, a little bit of basil oil, and toasted pistachios. I hope you enjoy.